G'day guys. We have almost got our entire voice back, which is absolutely incredible. Here I was thinking it was going to be gone forever. But it's most of the way back, which I love. Now, massive face to be working on today. I think we've got the best angle right now, but we'll see if the sun comes out again, starts hitting on funny angles. We might adjust. I got some sunglasses today as well. Not my usual favourite, but these ones are gold tinted, so pretty unique on that front. But if we need them, we need them. Anyway, big plates. Today on this piece, I'm going to be playing around with some acrylics and my old school technique of acrylics, fast drying gels, and transparency mediums. See where that takes us. Anyway, if you're just joining, welcome on in. And we're going to kick off with Do I Dare straight into yellows. Here we go. Big plates, team. No messing around. Big plates. Let's bring in right in here. Here we go. Perfect. And then, who's that there? Hello. This art is so cool. Oh, thank you very much. And finally got to be your first 100 likes, Defo. Well, it's both a privilege and an honor, Defo. Thank you very much. Now, unusual choice. We're kicking off with yellow here today. Yellow. What's that in Spanish? Cheers, Defo, you legend. Do I go live every day? I try to. Do a bit of painting with you guys. I did think about doing lives while I'm sanding and gessoing and things, but in all honesty, guys, it's just a whole lot of walking around. Less fun. This is the fun stuff. The paintbrush touches canvas. Bless me. That's what we want in there. There we go. Be healthy. Yes, please. Blessings, good sir. Thank you. So if you missed the announcement, guys, I've been very sick this past week. And you may still hear that kind of like nasally tone in my voice, but the majority of the strength behind this flu has moved on. I got it, my partner's got it, and my daughter got it. So it's really done its run through the family in all the most powerful of ways. So, we're never getting that. And Defo. Welcome to the team, Defo. Absolutely legendary to have you here. You're a champion. Speaking of Defo, I need to change that subscription goal. Okay. We got 52 absolute champions. I guess we'll just bump it. We'll just keep moving the flag posts. We're at the next goal's 56 team. But Defo, a couple of things, Defo. First off, that'll get you all the subscriber reels, but more importantly, there's a Discord channel, which we'd love to have you in. There's only a few of us, but we'd like you there too. Let me just come down here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And Naomi, yes, you know that. Sarah, you're in early. Guys, you'll have to excuse me if my voice cracks. It's going to happen 6 or 7 more times. I'm not going through puberty. I wish. I never fully went through it, but I've got a bit of a flu that I'm recovering from. So the voice is going to crack more. And if I sniffle a little bit, also bear with me. When we go into summer though, I'll make sure I've got my antihistamine tablets. So if the pollen does come out quite strong, I'll just smash those and that'll allow me to paint and not sniff the whole time. Should be primo. But at the moment, recovering from a cold, there is nothing on God's green earth that I can use to stop these late game sniffles. It's the reality of the situation. I enjoy your art. More importantly, I enjoy watching you create it. It's so satisfying. Thanks, Defo. Well, Defo, it's a pleasure being here for you. I've got a couple of, and excuse my voice if it starts to go, I've got a couple of core values. And one of them, sorry, 1 second. There we go. One of them I'm going to get to the end of this thought too. Just swapping the playlist from Enya to Vanessa, so now I've got 1,000 Miles in my ear, which is wonderful song. Making my way downtown. One of my core values is art's for everyone. And so if art's for everyone, not everyone can own the original piece, but one person can. And then some people can own prints, and some people can own online versions, but the actual process of making it, which I find one of the most beautiful pieces of the whole equation, we can share that together. And sharing it live is just, there's something very real about that. I don't know where you are in the world right now, whether it's daytime, nighttime, if you're driving, get off your phone. I'm so sorry, but off your phone, concentrate. It's a dangerous thing, driving. Or if you're just at home having a cup of coffee, or you're watching Netflix, but you're scrolling your phone at the same time, I really encourage that. I love the old dual screen business. That you can be a part of something that's happening right now. And Sarah, I am, but we're at the tail end of it now, Sarah. So it doesn't really, we're pretty much recovered now. You should have seen me yesterday. Ray came in there and gave a compliment and said something, and I started laughing, and then I had a coughing fit. I actually had to walk off the camera, and like you could hear me coughing over in the bushes, like trying to get control of it, and it was a mess. It was a huge mess. And hello, lovely 9 p.m. in Los Angeles. Jim, welcome on in. Always an absolute pleasure to have you here. 9 p.m. So you're snuggling into bed, or you're on the couch and you're dew welding me on your phone while watching Netflix, probably getting to the last few episodes of Chaos. Hope you've seen Chaos, by the way. I love that show. Or having a glass of wine with your lovely husband. The options are endless. We could like do a pot vote where we try and guess what Jim's up to at 9 p.m. on a Los Angeles evening. I wish I was in Los Angeles. Make me jealous. It's 3 p.m. in New Zealand right now, and I'm, like I say, on one hand getting bitten by mosquitoes, but on the other hand 99% healed. which is lovely. Because, man, I've been sick. And I still miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? Do you know I'd walk 1,000 miles? I'll be honest with you guys. 1,000 miles? Isn't that far? I mean, when you talk about getting the person you care about, I'd walk 1,000 miles. Like, what's the time frame? I'll see you there. Like, I just got into bed next to my. Oh, that's legendary, Jim. I love that. I thought last time I saw it though, I saw a video you took, and it was in your like living room space / hallway. Or did I misread that? I love that it's in your room though. That's just. I was actually watching the reel on that the other day because I was a bit stumped for the song to put with it, and that's why I messaged you and said, "What's your favourite song right now?" And you said that Kill Bill one. Wild lyrics, by the way. Big fan. And perfect match. I was actually rewatching it. Maybe like it wasn't in the last 10 hours, but definitely the last 48 hours. So, if you can't see what I'm painting yet, it's because I'm not very good at art. No, it's a giant face. So one thing it lacked was punch in the colour. That's what the yellow's doing. That's what the vermilion is about to do. And we're going to get some power and punch in the colours of this picture. We worked on it the other day, but it kind of fell back. Did you feel that? And amongst these deep blue colours, which I loved, it just didn't have that zing factor, that kind of punch. And if you don't have that in the painting, it kind of felt like if you buy a big face, for example, for your house, that is a bold statement, guys. Make no mistake, if you buy a giant face to go in your house, you are making a statement. I love that. But if the colours of that face sink back a little bit, it can be scary. And I've been wandering around the house for the last few days, and when I passed this face, it didn't bring me a bit of caffeine, a bit of joy, a bit of vitality. It kind of was like a big face. So I'm like, okay, you need to bring that one back out, and you need to give it a proper zing of life, a proper zing of joy into it. It needs to add a skip to your step. This guy needs to look like he's having at least slightly a bit of a good time. 6 a.m. in South Africa. Jeepers. That's doing it. That's doing it. And Tony! Let's just pause for a second and say it's in my primary bedroom. Ooh, 2 bedrooms. Do you call this, is it primary and secondary? Or does the second one get a fancy name? But I love that though. Is this oil paints, and do you need to ever experiment with other mediums? Okay, we use everything in the studio. There is nothing we don't use. If it's oils, we dabble with them quite frequently. If you ever see me wearing a gas mask in the reels or the lives, then I'm working with some quite pungent oils and things that are bad for your health. If you see me working like this with colours that, how would you know? If you see me working out of tubes that are about this size or larger, it's definitely acrylics. And if you see little baby tubes, I'm working with gouache paint or egg tempera. And if you don't see any paint, then we're probably not painting at all. Right. And then there was, coming back up there, Tony, welcome to the team. Lovely to have you here. You're an absolute legend, mate. If you're still here, you can just subscribe and run. Classic. I was actually cut today as well. Not physically. I was cut between... You see how there's a little bit of light left today? at 3 p.m. I'm like, I could run down and go to the gym and then come on back into a painting set. But I'm like, the weather's too iffy. You can't risk that. Start painting now, do what you plan to do, and then go downtown and do your workout. So after this, and it won't matter about light, I'm heading down to the gym and I'm picking up some more paint. But don't worry, the art store I'm going to is open till 9 p.m. So we have all the time. All the time. I was watching a live the other day with blue paint and I saw you were painting Albert Einstein. I may have been painting Albert. I think I remember that comment. It was, I don't think it was Albert we were painting though. I think it just looks suspiciously like him. And I'm in New Zealand, so Australia's a good guess. But, and probably because I have this flu, I'm sounding more nasally. So I probably sound more Australian than normal. So that's forgivable on your part. Laura, what is your favourite? My favourite what? My favourite fruit's probably a watermelon. My favourite juice is definitely pineapple. My favourite soup, I don't really have one, but homemade's usually best. My favourite meat, I like fish. Oh, type of paint, you should have said so. I'm sorry. Okay, my favourite paint. Gouache. It's gouache. And the reason it's gouache is every kind of paint has its own unique properties, of course, but gouache paint, and I use gouache to splice into egg tempera and all sorts of different things. But with gouache, not all pigments are created equal. So if you imagine this as a regular size bit of pigment that you'd find in acrylics and oils, they're bigger with gouache. And since they're bigger, gouache has this amazing opaque effect. That opaque effect means that that it's not glossy or shiny, but it does mean that no matter what angle you look at it from, it doesn't reflect. It actually keeps that potency of colour. So it's less about shine and more about saturation. So I love that. But like, that's one reason to like a paint over other kinds. It's really do your own thing. What happened to the Adonis painting? The Adonis painting. You're gonna need to help me some more. Adonis. No, I haven't got this. I need your help. Sorry, but love the food choices. Alright. We'll come to New Zealand next. We all have the exact same taste in food. I also, full disclosure, Laura, love a plate of nachos, but in the last sort of decade of my life, it hasn't really agreed with me. Ever since about 20 years old, I get acid reflux, and so these kind of foods no longer sit too well with me. And I used to love a big plate of nachos. Vegetarian, beefy, it didn't really matter. It was just a vessel for me to have a whole lot of sour cream and sweet chili sauce on a corn chip. So as long as you had that, I was happy. What do you prefer using to paint? A brush. I've tried the palette knives, the palette knives, but honestly, guys, they just don't cut it for me. I like the feeling of a brush. Like, I'll show you up here. That feeling of the bristles going through paint, and that texture it arrives on the canvas with. That's what I'm into. Palette knives, they put more paint on, and there's an appeal to that, you know. A kind of impasto power. Palette knife has a lot of power, but I love the finesse of a brush. So, that's just me though. It's not better or worse. It's just my style. Alright, this particular brush we are using though, I've got a whole range of options here. We're working quite big. I'll show you here. Ugh, that's a smaller brush that I never cleaned, so it's ruined. Okay, I like this little one. Tiny handle, thick bristles. This one's great for kind of like strokey details. This one here is my go-to favorite for any large piece. This will do 90% of the work. It's a 38mm, what's called a rat tail brush. It's a rat tail because although it's a square brush, it has that angle on it. So you can work in large areas or get quite accurate with what you're doing. So this brush is really your all-in-one. This is your every solution on one brush. Your Dragoon from Beyblades, your Pikachu from Pokemon. This is your, no matter what battle you end up in, this is going to do the solution for you. Because if I show you this brush here, this here can smash out huge areas of canvas and get super accurate. See that really small at the top there? So I can do tiny detail and massive detail, all with extra effort, but this brush can do it, and that's pretty cool. All right, enough stalling, choose a color. And like I said earlier, guys, please excuse my occasional sniffles. What we want is a red color, so we're going to splice the orange into red, go deeper on that angle, and then we'll build across into purple once the yellows wear out in our plate a bit more. That's the plan. I have blue all over the show. This is like an impasto. Here we go, impasto red. It's too vermilion actually. It's not what we're after. Maybe we just be naughty and just, let's see how it goes. I actually squeeze out some blue straight onto this. It's probably too ambitious, team, but we're going to see. This is one of the combinations that you should never do, but we're going to give it a go. I don't love it, but we'll give it a go. Let's wrap this up. There we go. This blue, not one you play ball. Is that the ocean I'm hearing in the background? It's not the ocean, but I can see why you'd think that. It's actually the wind blowing through trees. But because of that wind, you'll hear less birds around today. They're put off by extra wind. It might come back. The wind dies down a wee bit, but at the moment, too strong. Girl, you know I got to go. Lord, I wish it wasn't so. Save tonight. Fight the breakout, don't come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone, save tonight. Fight the breakout, don't come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. There's a light on the fire. Tomorrow I'll be gone. JM, welcome to the team, JM. You absolute legend. Welcome on in. Great to have you here. Was it the dirty deep browns that won you over? Or was it the slight rain that's actually coming down? But it's okay, because since we're on acrylic paints, we're going to be able to fare a little bit better. If we're on the egg temperatures like the last few days, any rain's bad news. And gouache, because they never fully set, they're always water soluble. Dangerous territory. And Terrell. Thanks, Terrell. And Mickey Mouse, welcome in. One fun thing that I like to do when I paint, you know how you can go to certain years in Spotify? One year that's fun to listen to is the top 40 or the top songs in the world when you were born. For me, that's 1993. So that's what I'm listening to right now. I've got Mr. Jones playing in my ear. The one, not Mr. Jones by Aqua, but that one, someone to believes. The one that goes, Mr. Jones and me. Cheers, Disney World. Welcome on in. A little bit of black in there. Keep going. All right. Our daily pun. Let's hear it. Chad. Seb. I've almost beaten my addiction to hiking, but I'm not out of the woods yet. Zing. I haven't got a reply pun. I think the few that I did have were short-lived, right? Yellow is my favourite song by Coldplay. Love 90s music. Yellow's a fun one. Yellow is a fun one. Do you want me to tell you something that'll horrify you, Laura? Laura, I have never been like a massive Coldplay fan. The other band that everyone loved that I never really fell for or connected with was Arctic Monkeys. If I'm being honest, I'm a little bit more of a country guy. So, you know, when I was growing up, I thought I was really weird. I thought no one else would ever like country. I thought I was just all on my own. And I was like, okay, I'm weird. I like this music. And so I sort of listened to it all by myself. And then when I went on Camp America, went to America for the first time, That was the biggest mind blow I'd ever had, where I actually realised, oh my god, there's a whole nation, not just a whole nation, a larger nation than New Zealand, who like country music. I was a very happy boy when I figured that out. I like the old school stuff. Johnny Cash, Conway Twitty. And I don't like the old, I don't like the school trying to be old. I like the old school, like take me back to the 60s and 70s. James Dean, kind of. Big Iron. All the really old school ones. Big John. Really old school country songs. And then I like those modern country pop songs, most unauthentic nonsense ones, always singing about truck, women who broke their heart, and Friday night. Why? It's simple. It's peaceful. Need some black, looking great. Thanks, David. Well picked. We're on to, it's not full black. It's black spliced into sienna. So it's more of a mild brownish black. But certainly it has that black kick to it. Certainly it has a black kick to it. Wow, cool. I'm also Texan, so country is good. Yeah. One of the songs I've always liked, the one, If You're Gonna Play in Texas. Oh, and Lonely Texas Nights. Oh, that song gets my heartstring. I'm gonna play it right now. It's called Lonely Texas Nights. Let's see if I can actually find it. Wi-Fi on my phone's not always great. It's not loading for me, it's a bad sign. Lonely. Just some cowboys singing about being lonely in Texas. The size canvas is a delightful 36 inches by 48 inches. So 48 high, 36 wide. I couldn't tell you in metric. When it comes to canvas sizes, I usually work in inches. It's easier, but I forget what I used to know in metric, but all my exes live in Texas. I love that song too. I mean, if you're lucky enough, everyone has one ex from Texas. Okay, a ton of black this time. Listen to Pink right now. That's funny. I missed it. And do you ever listen to music while painting? High Priestess. I'm currently listening to Just a Pill by Pink. There's a shot of Jill Switch. Give morphine, cause it's making me itch. I chop and change High Priestess, so sometimes I like it just on an AirPod here, subtly. Don't use it all the time, but at the moment, while I'm recovering from this flu, I want that extra little zing, you know. I don't want to fall flat and be lethargic. So whether you're feeling a bit of a block, or whether you need it to actually give you that pick-me-up, because you're physically ailed, like we are right now, you just use it. That little zing back in your step. It's really nice. Hits the spot. You're just like a pill. Instead of making me better, you keep making me ill. Alright. We need another light tone, but not quite as light as our yellow. Like yellow, less bright. Needs to complement it, but not cover it. That's what we're after. I guess we're talking turquoise. Have you ever been to the States? If so, where'd you like? I liked everywhere. But my favourite place was all of the national parks. Love the national parks. Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, Zion. Love the Antelope Canyon. These places are all amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. BGB, paint me, Seb. I'm gorgeous. You know the most gorgeous thing about you, which I'd love to paint the most? Your personality. What makes you actually you? And you know what? I reckon right now, if we keep painting with positivity, a bit of joy, a bit of happiness, then in a small way, right now, in the face of this old man, I am painting you. So stay happy and keep shining, you amazing individual. Is that what you thought you were going to hear? You deserve to hear that. Does this painting ever seem like work to you? You've got to be careful, because when dance, singing or painting becomes work, it loses flavour. And if it loses flavour, there's not that zest, that juice, that spice that made it valuable to other people. When I say valuable, I mean worthy of attention, worthy of looking at, worthy of spending time and finding joy from. And so the hardest thing about being an artist sometimes is actually making sure you keep finding joy in what you do. And sometimes that means you need to develop your craft. You need to change, because if you start feeling flaccid and empty, you have to change. Or you won't give the people who follow you and love what you make your best. You'll give them this dirty, reproduced thing that doesn't give your best to them. And so it's less of a find ways to like what you do because obviously that's better, and more of a there is no other way than to love it. If it's feelings, and it is, you're putting feelings on a canvas. If it's not feelings, what are you doing? A robot will do a better job. Put feelings on a canvas, and if you're cold, your painting's going to be cold. I can't see how a cold person can create a painting that wouldn't be cold. It transmutes the energy you put behind it. Is my take. And you could say, well, what about Van Gogh? He was miserable, and look at his paintings. They bring so much joy. He was miserable in life, but the only time he was happy is when he was painting. So we don't want to use that as the example. That's actually an example of in my favour. The only thing that kept Van Gogh going in a world he felt tortured in was the fact that he could keep painting. We talked about this the last few days. You know you're in the right position mentally when you talk about make art to make money or make money to make art. If when you have money you think, yes, I can make art now. Or when you have money, do you think, yes, I don't need to make any more art? This is a very, very important question. If you're on the wrong side of that question, the alarm bells need to go off. And it needs to be addressed. You want one? Well, you've got a couple of options. You can either wait patiently for me to release the original collection, or you can request a commission via the website. We can start the conversation on what you're after. Size and the subject matter. Usually this is great if you've been sitting on something for a while, like you got companions or family members or a picture of a landscape that means a lot to you, and you've been sitting there going, I'm waiting to find the right person to make this. You can hang out here and actually think, I like his painting style, I think that'll work for me, I'm ready to take the plunge. You can talk about it, and then when you're ready, you'll be like, right, I'm ready for this now. I've made my mind up, let's do it. But commission form via the website, links in the bio, or over the next few days, a lot of the original work's going to be uploaded as downloadable prints that you can actually purchase and use in any way you feel like. Well, within the T's and C's. But if you're a subscriber though, guys, do not buy them. I was saying this earlier. I put them up there and then some subscribers started buying them. I said, guys, stop. If you're a subscriber, do not buy them. You get them for free. I just haven't got them all uploaded yet and haven't put the codes up. So I'm sorry for those who are waiting on me, whether they're in this live or not. But that's an option there as well. Now I need some white. Do I like macabre art? Look, I like all art. I'm not quite sure what that is. Is it like the string stuff? It's not my go-to, I can say that much. But honestly, each their own. Wow. What? Said High Priestess. What? How old am I? 31. 31. Too old to understand terms like based. The last one my generation had before we got left behind was that slaps. When the kids started saying that hits, that's when I realized I was behind the play. I'm like, I'm still on that slaps. Once you get behind, you don't catch up. It's over for you. It's over. Riz. That one, I feel like we all can share that one though, because Riz is just charisma shortened. It's not really a new word invented. It's kind of like a let's save time. We were always running around saying, hey, that person's got charisma. And I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We just grabbed a hold of it and we're like, hey, how do we make that one syllable instead of three? That's not new lingo. That's just sensical thinking. Charisma's a great word that took too long to say. Like, think about this. You were sitting there with your friend, and what do you make of Bevan? Oh, I like Bevan. He's got great charisma. That's almost a cryptic statement to make. But if you say, I like Bevan, he's got great riz. Now you've said he's got great charisma, but you've saved time. You haven't... It's 2 syllables too many, and the kids figured that out, and I appreciate them for it. And now we get a great word that we can use more often. Cheers, baby Boobad. Boobad? Oh, okay. There's a little bit of white left in there. I'm hoping for one more white chew. If we have one. There should be one more here. Lee Road. I will grab some Brilliant Blue though, while we're here. Where am I from? Santi. I'm from Tauranga, New Zealand. Southern Hemisphere, Earth, Milky Way. That as accurate as I can get. And nobody ever said charisma. No. Okay, this is where you get confused, G. And I was in the same boat as you. Riz, R-I-Z-Z, means charisma, but it's the shortened version. So now, G, same boat as me. No one says charisma. Don't say that. That's a stupid, geeky thing to say. It was before, it still is now. But you can say Riz, which means the same thing, but you're now cool for saying it. Massive fan. Wisconsin, love that place. Love that place. It's been like 7 years since I've been there. Has it changed much? 7 years, or is it exactly how it was before? It's always a hard question to answer when you live somewhere. You're like, well, I've been here the whole time. I haven't really noticed a whole lot of change, but I mean, maybe. Alright, painting a little bit thick on this one, team. This will be the last colour we add to it. This one, through to white, through to Brilliant Blue. And then, we'll call it quits. And I'll need to dash down and go to the gym and paint store. I'm about the same. from Chicago. Chicago's phenomenal. Love your art galleries, obviously. You got some amazing bars, amazing restaurants, great steaks, and your architectural tour along the river that goes through Chicago. Very cool. Very cool for someone from New Zealand who doesn't have a whole lot of tall buildings. We've got one called the Sky Tower, and if it was in Chicago, it wouldn't make the tour. So you guys have the most incredible architecture in contrast to an island nation like where I'm from. We can't fathom what you've done there. It's incredible. Congratulations. That tower, the Willis Tower, tall. Tall, very tall. Impressive. And just all the different kinds of architecture. I love that, you know, in a lot of places everyone just starts copying each other, but in Chicago there's like this culture of, all right, someone else did that, let's do something different. And there's all this the Sears Tower. Sears Tower? So wait, help me out here. Which one did it start as? Was it the Sears Tower or Willis Tower first, and what's it trying to be called now? So I understand there's a problem with this. Everyone's getting real upset. It was like this when I went there as well. So what do the locals call it? What should it be? It's the Sears Tower, then they changed it to Willis Tower. Okay. So it was originally the Sears Tower, and so everyone who lives in Chicago says Sears Tower. Is that correct? Or be honest here, are there people who are residents in Chicago who are happy with Willis? Or is it like really polarizing? And don't be biased here. You're speaking for the entirety of Chicago, so we need you to be cool right now, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's words will go down in history as fact. You're more out of faith. This is how I feel. Cold and night and shamed, lying naked on the floor. Into something real. I'm already torn. you heard of a country artist? Question is, what's your favourite song? And you know, a certain time, that was the most played song ever. That makes my day. Okay, so favourite song. Do you know what country artist called Toby Keith? If you do, he's got a song called Should Have Been a Cowboy. Love, 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 love. I might have had a sidekick with a funny name, running wild through the hills, chasing Jesse James. We're in our last colour now, team. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. You'll be like, yeah, of course, that's Seb's favourite song. Barf. Excuse me. G'day, Steve. Welcome on in. Steve, you were here when we started this one before. You've caught us at the tail end though, Steve. We're on the last colour for today. And Jesse. You know, it's funny you say that, Jesse. You're not going to believe me here, because it's so unlikely after years that it would sync up like this. But not a word of a lie. I was looking at Spyro this morning going, am I going to play with Spyro or am I going to play with the giant face? And I was like, let's go for scale, we'll do the giant face. But I looked at Spyro and, like, no joke, 3 seconds, like a solid, and when you're by yourself, that's a long stare. And I'm like, I'm coming back for you. What's that song when she says that? That didn't go through my head, but that's like, that sums up that moment. We're coming back to it, Jesse. We're coming back to it. I think it'd be funny. It'd be like if we pulled out the Spyro painting, it'd be kind of like the Horn of Gondor for Seb Gower art. And you bring out the Spyro painting, and then all of a sudden, the old moderators show up. The lighting gets a little bit worse and the sound gets a bit poorer. Seb wanders off for like 20 minutes at a time. The old days of the Wild West, guys. It was crazy back then. I've been away for so long. Welcome back, Jesse. Welcome back. You haven't missed much. We're still painting. Not the same surfaces, but still painting. The only thing that really changes, Jesse, is we swap mediums all the time. A couple of reasons for that. I just like to explore different things and make sure we're hitting the mark with actually what is the best medium for me. There's no such thing as the best medium for everyone. Art's not a one size fits all. Art's a one size fits one, and you're constantly, as an artist, and we're all artists in our own way, on a pursuit for the medium that allows you to express yourself as good as you can, whether that's dancing, singing, painting, whatever it is. Excel spreadsheets, that is an art form. I will defend that that's an art form to my last day. Why don't you wear latex gloves? Apart from that little bit there, I typically stay pretty clean, and so I try to opt to stay cleaner rather than get the gloves out, if I can help it. The difference comes in with oils though. If you're using oils, God, you kind of have to, because a mistake with oils is kind of unforgivable because you can't easily clean it off. So oils, wear the equipment, wear the safety equipment, and wear the safety equipment, wear the gloves. But acrylics, be sensible, but try and keep it off yourself. But if it gets on you, it's okay. Just do better next time. All right, team. Good for you, Jesse. You keep rocking those Excel spreadsheets. I'm proud of you. You're really into this painting. I'm feeling it. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you're liking it. Let me look across here. So, guys, one of the things we've tried to do here, and I hope you can feel it. I hope you can feel it. We started off with a work that was, glum's the wrong word, but let's say glum. And it was more muted and falling back. And I realised that when I was walking past it a lot, at night time, it caught my eye. And I was like, ugh, rather than, oh, that's a nice painting. And I thought, I need to fix that. So you can see now that the colours are popping out more. The face is happier. It just has positivity built into it. And now we'll start enhancing those wrinkles and the little contours around the cheeks and things. Get those eyes popping out more. I love the asymmetry here. This eye is slightly higher than this one. They're actually way off level, but that's the funny thing about humans. I wanted to make them more asymmetrical and have that sort of imperfection to the face, but you're just always leveling things and creating symmetry. It's just the human condition. We can't help it. And I try and fight it and make the nose and mouth and whatever cheeks asymmetrical, but the brain's a powerful thing. You're just fighting it the whole time. Right, guys. I am going to hit the track. A pleasure having you all here. I'm off to buy a few more paint supplies. Look after yourselves. Thanks for joining in, and we'll be back tomorrow. Now that I've got my voice back, what a day to be alive. Man, the last 5 days have been rough, but it's good to be back. Cheers, guys. Bye now.